Deep within the embrace of obscurity, Eclair poised herself, every muscle tensed and ready. A distinct yet soft electronic hum emanated from her state-of-the-art cybernetic suit. It was a marvel of modern engineering, wrapping her in a fusion of cutting-edge technology and intricate design. The suit, seamlessly integrated with her physique, bore an aesthetic of cold, polished silver juxtaposed against stark black, lending her an aura of lethal sophistication. Her helmet, a masterpiece in its own right, bore a resemblance to the most aerodynamic motorcycle visors. It was designed not only for protection, but also for functionality. The curve of the helmet ensured that Eclair's side vision remained uninhibited, allowing her to capture every detail in her vicinity. Meanwhile, its visor was no ordinary piece of glass. It showcased an intricate dance of digital data, overlaying her vision with augmented reality, providing real-time intel and analysis, enhancing her perception manifold. The serenity of her hideout was abruptly shattered when, out of nowhere, an intense radiance engulfed her surroundings. As quickly as it had appeared, the light receded, revealing an entirely different scenario. Gone was the quiet sanctum she had been in. In its place stood a sprawling urban panorama, a vision of a future not too distant. Skyscrapers, reaching ambitiously for the skies, were adorned with holographic billboards that danced with vivid colors and animated advertisements. Neon lights painted the streets in a mesmerizing palette of colors, and the air was thick with the buzz of aerial vehicles and chatter of the populace. For a fleeting second, the world appeared to hold its breath, as if allowing Eclair a moment to adjust. But as quickly as that pause came, the cacophony of the futuristic cityscape erupted around her, demanding her attention and action. With the swiftness reminiscent of an evading phantom, Eclair engaged her cloaking system. To anyone without the technology or training to detect her, she effectively disappeared, merging into the urban tapestry without a trace. The very molecules of her suit refracted and bent the ambient light, rendering her nearly invisible to the naked eye. The bustling streets of the city, teeming with activity and potential dangers, transformed into her personal hunting ground. Each step she took was deliberate, a dance of deadly grace, her movements so light that even the raindrops on the pavement seemed to remain undisturbed. As she glided through the labyrinthine alleys and thoroughfares, Eclair's advanced heads-up display began to paint her visor with crucial tactical data. Outlined in a neon glow, a squadron of cyber troopers came into view. They were formidable foes, integrated with the latest in cybernetic augmentation. Among them, one figure stood out, a heavy trooper. Its armor was a dense amalgamation of composite materials, the surface reflecting an intimidating shade of obsidian. Every motion it made resonated with an air of superiority and dominance, as if it considered the neon-lit streets its personal dominion. Amidst the hum of the city and the soft pitter-patter of rain, Eclair's earpiece came to life. The voices of her teammates, each one stationed at strategic points throughout the city, buzzed with coordinated chatter. Among the various directives and status updates, one command pierced through, reverberating with clarity. "TakeDown." It was a call to action, a signal that the time had come to strike and reclaim the streets. Selecting the optimal location for her assault, Eclair zeroed in on a towering structure adjacent to the cyber troopers. Utilizing the powerful hydraulic mechanisms built into her suit, she began her rapid ascent. Each step was punctuated with a soft whir as she clambered up the side of the building, her fingers finding grip even on the smoothest surfaces. Reaching the zenith, she crouched low, using the rooftop's vantage point to assess her adversaries below. There they were, three distinct figures painted against the neon-lit streets. The formidable heavy trooper stood out, its gargantuan armor a testament to its purpose as a frontline combatant. Flanking him were two lithe scouts, their streamlined cybernetic enhancements allowing them nimble and rapid movements. Together, they presented a harmonized display of raw power and finesse, their every motion a synchronized dance of tactical coordination. Eclair, in this elevated moment of silence, took a deep, steadying breath. The weight of her mission pressed on her, but she was resolute. With sudden ferocity, she leaped into action, descending like a storm from above. As she did, her high-tech rifle hummed to life, sending a flurry of laser rounds streaking toward the unsuspecting trio. The scouts, with their heightened reflexes, were momentarily caught by surprise, their immediate instinct forcing them to dive for cover under the relentless onslaught. The heavy trooper, however, responded differently. Its advanced defense systems sprung to life, shimmering barriers materializing from its armor. As sensors whirred and lights blinked, the system scrambled to locate the source of the attack, its primary goal to neutralize the threat that Eclair presented. However, as meticulous as her plan had been, there was a slight glitch. For a fleeting millisecond, as she took precise aim at the heavy trooper's core module, her cloaking wavered, momentarily revealing her position. It was a fraction of a moment, but enough for the trooper's advanced sensory matrix to lock onto her. The ominous red gaze of its optical sensors zeroed in on Eclair's location, the malevolent glow of its eyes intensifying as they met her own. Time seemed to stretch, each second feeling like an eternity, as the two adversaries locked eyes. In that brief pause, a world of combat stories, strategies, and instincts collided, but Eclair's determination held steady. Her finger tightened around the trigger, and with impeccable precision, she released the fatal round. It bore through the air, illuminated by the surrounding neon glow, and pierced the heavy trooper's armored exterior, striking its core. As the massive figure of the trooper thudded onto the rain-drenched pavement, an eerie calm settled over the scene. The streets, which had just been a stage for an intense battle, now seemed tranquil, with only the gentle hues of neon lights painting them and the consistent patter of raindrops for company. Abruptly, Eclair's visor flickered, causing a brief cascade of static to blur her vision. When clarity returned, the bustling urban sprawl was gone. Instead, she found herself back in her familiar room. The advanced visor retracted smoothly, unveiling the face behind the combatant. A young girl, barely in her late teens, looked out into the room. Her eyes, clear and intense, shimmered with a mix of exhilaration and victory. The moment her arms soared skyward in triumph, the otherwise dim ambiance of her bedroom was virtually filled with the resonance of unseen spectators. The muted walls became a canvas for the silent adoration of her countless online followers, their praise manifesting in the myriad of digital notifications and reactions that flooded her systems. Every ping, every like, every virtual cheer served as a testament to her prowess and the global audience that was tuned in, mesmerized by her every move. Suddenly, amidst the wave of congratulatory messages, one notification stood out, casting its neon luminescence on her slightly flushed face. The unique hue and pattern indicated a direct message from someone she knew all too well. Mad Jack. Meet me at the streetlight? The message was cryptic to any outsider, but Eclair knew exactly what it meant. A corner of her lips quirked upwards, hinting at memories shared and challenges undertaken with Mad Jack. Without hesitating, her fingers danced across the keyboard, confidently pressing the K key in affirmation. Outside, the urban expanse was more than just steel and neon. It was a digital battleground. The quantum streets, an intertwining of reality and virtuality, beckoned, and even as the moon cast its glow upon the city, Eclair knew that her adventures for the night had only just begun.